Hey guys, in this episode, I want to talk to you guys about um, the impacts of social media and also kind of how I view like the the problems of kind of the media that you consume and like what's allowed and stuff like that. Um, like what I'll start with is like just top of my head, like what I was thinking about talking or what I just noticed and I wanted to get out to you guys. And also, being a content creator, I see a lot of things that let's say are allowed and aren't allowed while I'm recording things, putting things on the internet. Um I think the internet has a big problem with censorship and like how certain content is allowed and certain content isn't allowed. I think for, let's say profit of money instead of, I guess, being able to show things, let's say freely. Um, like I think a lot of my content um gets shadow banned and it gets deleted or it doesn't get shown to any audience at all when I post things. And if it's me, just playing like in a video game or something that isn't, it isn't inappropriate at all. It doesn't show anything like strange or you know what I mean. It just shows what's happening right online. It's like I'm kind of documenting things and I'm trying to show it to you guys, to an audience, kind of like a like a reporter, like showing what they see right in front of them. They have a camera and they show what's going on in the world, right? And it gets shown on the news or whatever it is, right? I feel like sometimes I do that, and the platform that I put it on, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, it just gets shadow banned or it gets taken down, and they say, oh, it's fake this or fake that. It doesn't show this or that. Like for example, just an example that I can use, just streaming. I would do this like engagement thing where I would tell people that if they would drop a follow in my live in my TikTok live, right, to be specific, um, I would do like follow equals like one follow equals a push up, right? And I would do it, right? I would do it. But then I would get messages from TikTok saying like, "Hey, you're showing fake engagement and stuff like that." But I think an issue with, let's say, shadow banning me on that cause is, first of all, they don't give you a real reason. Like they don't give you a real appeal, or they don't give you like an email that you can go to. There is probably like a support, but just from the app itself, they make it very, like, let's say, limited, right? And I think the reason for that is because they probably automated it fully in that sense, like in that respect. Obviously, if you take that extra step, you can probably go to support. But for most people, they will just, be like, oh, okay, I got banned and that's it, right? And I don't think it's fair because, if you only use AI to, let's say, check over a lot of like, live streams, okay, yeah, you're probably saving a lot of money, time, resource, whatever, right? Fine, I get it. But on the other hand, people that want to stream and literally just show normal things or do, things that are allowed, and I've seen other streamers do this. That's why, like I take the ideas of what other people are doing and I try to incorporate it into my own content, right? I'm trying to always, adapt, whatever, change and, improve myself, right? So that's also the weird thing that I find with, like, for this example, TikTok, where other people do it and then you try to do it and then you get like consequences of something when you're like, wait, but he can do it, so why can't I do it? And then yeah, okay, maybe then they should like ban it at all. Like they should ban everyone doing that, right? They shouldn't allow it at all. But then, I think maybe there should be more, let's say, specific um specific reasons to why, let's say, something is allowed and why something isn't allowed, like, right? Because doing a follow equals push up thing, like no one would think, oh, that's fake engagement, or that's a harassment of some sort or whatever, right? Like it's that's a completely normal thing, right, to do. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man, and it's also with things just like what's allowed on social media. Like I don't know if you guys ever are looking at your For You page, but sometimes you see these videos and you're like, okay, how is that allowed to be shown to literal children, like kids? Kids could be like, looking at these certain things. But then when I see this, or when I want to post that, that isn't allowed. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I can go into detail about what I mean, but I think you guys get the point. You know what I mean? Let's just say sometimes I think more. Let's just say I think there's a certain amount of NSFW things that can be shown on different levels, if you know what I mean, right? And I'm not talking like, yeah, I think things that are, let's say, just fully violent, or like, something that's just, you know, fully inappropriate or something. Yeah, that should be banned. But I think sometimes, let's say if like you're having a debate, or you're trying to show something that's happening, or you're trying to expose something that's bad, gets taken down because it has hateful language in it or something. It's like, okay, well, I'm trying to show something. Yes, it has strong language in it, but then, there should also, I think, be an option to like do like 18 plus audience or something, right? Because why should your content get fully taken down if you're just trying to show something that's happening that maybe has content in it that is, slightly, let's say, for the older audience, but then it gets taken down fully because of some like hateful language, or whatever, right? But that's that's not like, that's not the whole reason of what you're trying to show. You know what I mean? Like, if the whole point of you posting a video is just to show hateful stuff, or just to show something that's in your respect, or you find it funny, or whatever it is, then yeah, maybe it's not the best, let's say, approach. But if you're trying to show something that's happening, and there's maybe a bit of like a mix of that stuff, then yeah, I think, okay, you should be able to like let that pass through a certain audience, right? Because at the end of the day, maybe some people are just trying to show stuff, some people are trying to share their experience with certain things, maybe help adults not let like kids see certain things. Like, for example, another example I can give you guys is like, when I go on Roblox and I go into 18 plus games, I try and like look for things that are wrong, and I've already made a video about it. Like, you know, adults, I think, should be able to see that, and future parents should be able to see this content and look for their kids. Because every adult scrolls on their phone, every adult goes on FYP, whatever, and looks into content. That's just like 90% whatever. Like, people do that. Like, it's just a normal thing, right? So I think adults should be able to see this kind of content that's marked as 18 plus, right? Even if it's not allowed for younger audience, fine. But they should be able to see these kind of things that are happening, what their future kids could be dealing with. And they should be able to, see for themselves, what it is that's going on, right? Because first of all, adults don't do the same things that kids do, right? Because they don't have the time for it. They don't, they have different interests. They're obviously not gonna be exposed to the same things their kids are, because they're not doing those things at their age. They were also doing different things from their age, when they were younger, right? It's just a different generation. It's a new generation. There's new things, right? So I think honestly, like a way to kind of show adults like what kind of content is being shown to the kids, like kind of what I'm trying to do with these, like with the Roblox video that I already posted before, and also with posting reels or whatever, right? Because people scroll, adults scroll, my grandparents scroll, like it's completely normal. Like, it's just that's the time that we live in now. So why not try and open up like new, let's say, gates of showing people further like security for their kids, for their families, to not end up in these situations where they have to deal with these screwed up things, like all these predators and people trying to get something out of them in the wrong way. It could even be blackmail. Like, imagine you're on a game and you're talking to someone, and then they try and get something out of you, like personal information or something, and they try and get money out of you or whatever it is, right? I mean, there's so many things that can happen in these like video games that people don't think about, but it happens like probably all the time. Because if I'm able to just walk into like a game where it's supposed to be 18 plus, yes, it's a kid's game, but it's clearly marked as 18 plus, and I can talk to a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old. If someone with the wrong intentions comes to those people at that specific time, like, you can just imagine what could happen. I mean, like, these could be like grown adults with like manipulation tactics. Like, it's really screwed up because, they're just also way older, and it's just like, it's not right. Like, if you saw that in real life, you would think like, what is going on? Like, you don't, when you see that in real life, it's normally a case. There's normally, there's normally something where you go like, oh yeah, that guy is going to prison now. Okay. But on a like That's just the thing with like online, and like it's kind of scary how the internet works. You feel very like, discreet, and you can just make an account, you just delete it, and then you go to a next account, you have a VPN. There's so many measures that you can take to, stay hidden and, hide yourself, which is also what makes, I think, the internet scary as well. It's like, oh, I can be this person one day, and then I can be the next person the other day. You just change your name, or change your whatever, you change your email address, you change, there's just so many things you can do on the internet to just completely like change your identity. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot of flaws with it, but I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like sometimes the safety of, I think, others isn't shown in the right way that it should be shown. And sometimes, yeah, okay, they take down content that they think is, let's say, harmful for a certain audience or just harmful in general, which, yeah, okay, fine, I get it. But sometimes they should, or I don't know, if I was in these companies like TikTok or whatever, YouTube even, like whatever, every like kind of social media company, I would maybe try to think like, all right, well, shouldn't we make some kind of filter to, you know, what content we should allow or how we should allow it? Because, who knows? It could help a person later that sees, one video of mine, because like for example, imagine like a father, that's maybe like 22 years old or 25 years old. He just got his kid, like it's a newborn, whatever, right? Okay, they don't have a kid for a few, like, I'm sorry, they don't have to worry about that for a few years, right? But then when your kid starts growing up, you maybe give them a phone or something, right? And they come across my content or across a reel that is something like mine, where they show that these like 7-year-olds, 10-year-olds are in this 18 plus game, then you think to yourself, all right, well, if my kid comes up to me and asks me for some kind of like verification for an app, I'm gonna have to see, all right, what kind of app is it? Like, you take that extra precaution that you should, because that could, potentially harm or let's say be impacting, the child's safety of when they're trying to, go to a video game or something, or yeah, play a video game that should definitely or clearly not be in their, let's say, reach for that age. So yeah, I just wanted to I guess yap a bit about that or talk a bit about it. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, what you think, or uh, if you have any experiences like this, or if you think some of my points are somewhat uh understandable, or if you agree with anything, or if you refute to anything. Yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. And yeah, let me know if you want more Yap videos like this.